Welcome back, everyone. JAYBONE here for Smash This Podcast. Doing this on a Friday night. Got some fun stuff ahead. First thing we're going to cover, of course, is this. The Impact Wrestling Against All Odds previews and predictions. Really looking forward to tomorrow's show. And if you missed what me and the crew had to say over on TNI last night, make sure you check that out too. We didn't do any predictions, but we did run down the card and give our thoughts on the go home show and stuff like that. So we're going to talk some Impact. And then after this is done, Trent's company out of Chi-Town, AAW, is doing a show on Fight TV, only $12.99, already purchased. And that's going to have a lot of known Impact talent on the show. And I'm not only watching it for those guys. If you've been... Now, I've missed a few of the live shows, and I really wanted to cover them. It was just bad timing. I was doing stuff on the weekend or on another Saturday or whatever. But I've tried to keep up with at least some highlights and who's winning and who's on them and whatnot. And the up-and-coming talent that they're bringing in is really something to watch. So, even if you don't know the talent, I can guarantee you. Now, I'm not just blowing smoke because I know Trent and I love him as a brother and it's his company. No, I'm not that kind of guy where I'm just going to promote something for the sake of promoting it. No, these guys are legit good. The talents, a lot of these talents that I saw 1-2 times, boom, became a fan. All these guys bust their ass, and who knows? There might even be some surprises on the show tonight. So, that being said, I will be watching that after I'm done doing this, and then we'll do a review after that. Barring everything goes good here as planned. So, because God knows I do a lot of promises and don't fulfill them. But I'm trying my best. It's been a hell of a week. Sometimes I think I should just stop giving promises because I'm so far behind on everything that I want to cover on here. But doing my best, folks, and I appreciate everyone that's come along for the ride. Just happened to look back on some of my old videos when I first started, and we're 2 days past, but we're 8 years to the day that I started putting wrestling vlogs on YouTube. The brand Smash This Podcast came a little later. But as far as me being on here, it's been 8 years. So I'm kind of celebrating that tonight as well. So happy 8 years. Cheers, everyone. We'll crack a little beer later after we're done watching the AAW show. So, and by all means, as we're going through this, let me know your thoughts on the card. Who do you think is going to win for each of these that I'm talking about for tomorrow's show? But before we get to that, we'll get into the quick plugs. If you want to help support the show, the links are all in the description. Go hit me up on the Facebook, the Facebotch, the Twitter box, and the Instanet. You could buy merch at the Spreadshirt link in the description. Also, buymeacoffee.com. It's like a tip, like tipping your bartender, something like that. Same concept. So all those different ways you can help support the show helps keep it going. If you're watching on Twitch, you can share bits, you can sub, you can give subs, you can do all that stuff as well. But at least while you're here, make sure if you're on the YouTube, smash that like button, smash that sub button, ring that bell for notifications. All right. Welcome, everyone. Polar Family's in here. Charles, Bill's boy. What's up, everyone? So, the road to Slammiversary goes through Against All Odds. And they've put out a few other promos that I hadn't seen yet. They're on the website, so I'm going to check that out after I'm done doing this. But let's start at the bottom of the card and work our way to the top, shall we? First of all, we've got... This was a really fun segment that developed into a match yesterday. This whole thing with Tennille Dashwood being on a show, and she was the host of the show, but she was also the guest. It was confusingly hilarious. You know, I enjoyed it. It was funny. On there with Caleb with a K. So Tennille is going to take on Jordan Grace, and Rachel Ellering is going to be in Jordan Grace's corner. So, interesting little setup there. I think something's going to blow up tomorrow. Not sure what. But I am actually... I gotta say, she's been on a bit of a roll lately. And unfortunately, Jordan Grace has not been. So I'm actually going to go with Tennille here. And let me know who you think. Excuse me. Charles says the road to Slam starts in Nashville, goes to Jacksonville for about 30 minutes, and then right back to Nashville. Yeah, we'll talk about that later. Let me tell you, I was certainly confused about that last night when that was all going down and being made on the card and everything. That really confused the hell out of me. So, but I think we got it now. I think we know what's happening. But I'm going to read this description at the top of the page here when we get to that point, just to make sure we got everything. Because I was starting to think the way they were describing it that it was happening tonight on AEW Dynamite. And I was like, oh my God, that's crazy. But no, we'll get to that. All right, so who will be the next to challenge X Division champion Josh Alexander? We have, now these are always fun, a bangorama, if you will. We have a number one contenders X Division match. We got Petey Williams, Trey Miguel, Ace Austin, Chris Bay, and Rohit Raju. And whoever scores a victory at Against All Odds will become the new number one contender for the X Division Championship. So here's my guess. It doesn't say where that match is going to take place. Now, after this show tomorrow, we're going to have a month till Slammiversary. So here's my guess. My guess is the match will be set up for Slammiversary. That's a guess. Thanks, Zach Boniford. Yes, I went with the hat tonight. Yeah, something a little different. This is the Tarjay special. I love this. It's like tie-dye, You know, it's blue and white, something different. I like it. I'm a bit of a hippie myself. All right, so there's a pick in the chat for Rohit. Charles says, I got a bay. All right. Bill's boy. Oh, okay. So this is regarding the last one. All right. I'll quick throw this up here. Jordan loses accidentally and blames Rachel and violently turns on her. Foolish Trent. Jordan's going to turn and tricks her for kids. Yeah, that's right. He keeps saying Rachel's going to, or he keeps saying, did he say Rachel's going to turn? Or was he saying Jordan's going to turn? I forget. So much happened last night. It was crazy. Polar family, excuse me. Polar family thinks Tennille's going to, okay. Yeah, thanks, Zach. I'm here. You can start. Thank you. Oh, and I love the, is that Zach from Saved by the Bell as your profile pic? I love it. Man, this is horrible. Oh, Bell's boy is reminding me, he said Rachel is turning. Okay. All right. Gotcha. Yeah, I couldn't remember. But whatever he said, he was very definite about it. That much I know. All right. So, X Division match. You guys threw a couple picks in there. Petey Williams, Trey Miguel, Ace Austin, Chris Bay, Rohit, Raju. Now, George, the Iceman, George, from the Iceman Intel. Iceman Intel. Iceman Intel yesterday was saying that he heard that Ace Austin is going to Hollywood. He's getting lined up to do a movie or be, working on a movie set or something like that. Now, I did not see any of that hinted in the show yesterday. My guess is you take him out of the running immediately because he's going to be busy doing something, even though he's one of the favorites. Josh Alexander, who's going to face? You know what? As much as I'd love to pick a guy like Trey Miguel or Rohit Raju, I think I got to go with Chris Bay. I'm not going to go with Petey Williams because I got a feeling they got other plans set for him. But man, Petey Williams does look like $1 million lately. He really does. I'm going to go with Chris Bay on this one. I'd love to see those two get a program going. I think Bay's due for that. He's been out of the loop for a while. I think he was hurt for a while. So time for that guy to gain some steam again. Critical Stings in the chat says it's about to be Trey versus Josh. All right. Gotcha. Bell's voice says Bleacher Report graded last night's show and said that Trey is going to outgrow the X Division and is more than capable of carrying the world title. I have absolutely no doubt in my mind that that's one of his goals, and that was part of him re-signing because he wants to get pushed to the top. And he is one of the hardest working guys. Look at how much he's put in the work since he's been back. It's been crazy, been crazy. I mean, he's got a chip on his shoulder now. That kid is going to go to the top. It's just going to be a matter of time. Zach says after Trent's rant last night, my money's on Trent to turn and join up with Kyle. Oh, okay. That's I think you're nuts. I think that's what I think. All right. So next We've got now. There's going to be some chicanery, some shenanigans going on here. I can't help but think that there's going to be something just goofy going on. We've got the Knockouts tag team titles on the line. Fire and Flava, two favorites. Kiera, Hogan, and Tasha Steelz defending against a bit of an odd couple, but it's been funny watching them work together. Kimberly and Susan. If you guys see the clip that's floating around the Impact socials where Kimberly is trying to get Susan to focus on tomorrow's match, Susan is losing her ever-loving mind. Something is happening. I do not know what. I got a feeling. I got a feeling something's stirring, not just in the mind of Susan, but inside Susan. Something is dying to come out. Some kind of out of this world evil presence. Maybe something we've seen before. Critical Sting says, prediction, Susan doesn't show up. Well, then who's going to show up? It can't be just Kimberly. My God. Are you doing a 2-on-1? What kind of wrestling fan are you? That's just barbaric. Oh, God. Well, you think Kyle's going to sneak attack Trent at tonight's AAW show? That I believe. That I believe. Manny Bones is in the tree house. Yeah, he's in his house. Yeah, he's just chilling in the corner. Yes. Minding his own. He's behaving himself. No shoe throwing. I agree. Hopefully, there's no shoes thrown. Because who throws a shoe, honestly? Bell's boy, prediction. Susie's coming back and says she has the runs. Oh, my God. So she shows up and has to exit for the bathroom immediately? You guys are sick. I love you guys. I'm going to give it to Fire and Flava. And I think something's going to happen with Susan, but I don't know exactly what. I'll let you guys throw in all the little goofy details, and you tell me what you think is going to happen. But I think we're going to see something else. But Susan has been absolutely off her rocker lately, and it's been very entertaining. I love Susan. Trust me, I'm Susan. It's all that. It's just hilarious. All right. But I still, besides the goofiness and, out-of-body experiences that happen on one side of the tag team there, I'm still expecting a decent tag match. But I have absolutely no doubt we're going to see some kind of shenanigans. Bell's boy says Fire and Flava win. Okay. Yeah. All right. Now, on to the other side of the tag division, the men's, the Impact Tag Team Championship, defended by Violent by Design, represented by Rhino and Diener. War Machine, going against Decay, represented, of course, by Crazy Steve and Taurus. I saw a lot of people in the chat yesterday, and maybe the same thing's going to come out today. A lot of people think Decay is going to win this one. I mean, as much as I'd love to see Decay win this one, I think it's too soon. I think we want to see an extended run of Violent by Design. I want to see Joe have the opportunity to defend it himself. He's got something else going on. We'll get to that in a bit. That's right, Mark. Uncle Mark in his house. It says Freebird rule. Yes. Absolutely. J-Bone's busy weekend begins. That's right. That's right. You're getting a twofer tonight, folks. Twofer. So I think I'm seeing a lot of VBD in the chat here. Yeah, I mean, I'd love to see Taurus. It's no knock on Crazy Steve and Taurus. I complimented Crazy Steve last night up and down, saying, win or lose, that guy is fun to watch. His athleticism lately is through the roof. If you're into Discord on TNI specifically, if you want to jump into Smash's podcast Discord, that link is also in the description. Not quite as active. It's growing slowly, but the TNI is very fun, very entertaining. Somebody shared a picture in there earlier today, I believe, a picture of Crazy Steve without makeup working out. Man, that dude is cut. You talk about people redefining themselves during the pandemic. And just doing their bodies better, all around. Some people have just outright shined in the last year and came out on top. It's wild to see what people have done. Props to everyone that's done that. I put on a few extra pounds, but then obviously all the wrong places. I need to get back to my stuff. So too much gravy and stuff, just gotta eat better. Oh yeah, Steve is awesome. Absolutely. That's Bell's boy says that's AAA Latin American champion Taurus. Thank you. I did not realize that. Thank you, Bell's boy. Nice. Charles says he wants to see Taurus go after the X Division Championship. Wow. Hey, guys built like a Samoa Joe. I'd love to see that. Would absolutely love to see that. But I think we're gonna go with Violent by Design here. Diener's had a bit of a tough run. He's had a few losses, but I think he's absolutely going to redeem himself here. No doubt in my mind. So, but it should be a lot of fun. And Taurus looks like he's fit right in, even with all the grunts and everything. His athleticism really shines. He's crazy to watch. Polar says, I hope the AAA lawsuit clears up soon. We're missing out on some good matches. Yeah, there's an entertainment company inside of AAA that's suing AAA, and I really don't understand all the details about it. The articles are floating around out there, and I've read them. I don't understand them, but that's what that lawsuit is that they're talking about. Oh, Charles. Yeah, here we go. Charles says AAA is being sued by their U.S. holding company, and it's a whole can of worms. Yeah, it's a mess. It's a mess. And somewhere in there lies the comeback of Lucha Underground. No, I'm kidding. Oh, no, I don't. I don't think they have anything to do with that. That's all MLW, unfortunately. But anyways, Polar Family says Torus has great kayfabe going on. Very much worth watching his growth. Yeah, he's amazing. A Mexican stand-up. Hey, oh, all right. We continue. But yeah, I think it's going to be violent by design for the win. Jiminy Christmas. Now this next one, my goodness, this next one should be an absolute banger. Rich Swan versus Morrissey. W. Morrissey, that is. Morrissey's just on a roll. And if he beats Rich Swan is a former world champion. Impact Wrestling world champion. Morrissey straight up looks unstoppable lately. Guy's built like a Greek god. He's powerful. He's great on the mic. And as much as sometimes people come to Impact Wrestling and they get shot straight to the top, I hope that they take their time with Morrissey. If he signed a multi-year deal, I want to see him grow. Hell, I don't even care if he wrestles for the X division. It's no limits, right? Why not? And I'm not going to put Enzo in this conversation, even though it seems like if Swan is working with Willie Mack, then it feels like there needs to be an entity next to Morrissey. But Morrissey's strong enough by himself. If Enzo shows up within the next month or so, I'm not going to complain. I love Enzo. He would absolutely fit in this company right alongside Morrissey. But Morrissey doesn't need him. That's the important part here. He is a strong enough guy on his own. He's doing really good. Really good. But yeah, I got to go with Morrissey. Let me know who you think is going to take this one. You think Rich Swan, the former champ, is going to knock him down a few pegs, or you think Morrissey's going to clobber him? I don't think for a second that it's going to be a it's not going to be a squash match. They're going to have a good match. All right. Let's see here. Next, we got the knockouts. We got here 1, 2, 3, 4 left. Okay. And a nice size card for this one. Knockouts Championship defended by Deonna Perazzo. She's going to face Rosemary. Now, there's been some interesting stuff going on with Rosemary. Number one, she had to face Havoc on this last episode to find out if she was going to be alone in this match. Now, Havoc didn't win, but it seemed later in the episode that those two were still on the same page because they both attacked the number one contenders for the Knockouts Tag Championship. So a lot of people think that Havoc is going to help Rosemary win the championship. Here's the thing. There's a little match going on in August that is going on at Triple Mania. And Deonna Perazzo already showed up at Triple Mania and put out a challenge. Now, of course, things can change. We could end up having Rosemary going to Mexico. Now, I think the last time she went there, a few years ago, she didn't have such a good time. We don't need to get into that story. If you guys watched the Vampiro documentary, it's all well documented in there. It's short but sweet, but well documented. And it's interesting that that's all in there too. But a lot of people are still behind Deonna because of the outlook on the future. But and as I would love to see Rosemary win this one. She's been part of the backbone of this division for the last 5+ years now. But Deonna's just so good. Dare I say, thank you, Charles. Yeah. F sexy star is all I gotta say. Yeah. You know exactly what I'm talking about. Deonna Perazzo is just on an unbelievable streak lately. And it's going to take some kind of like supernatural power, if you get what I'm saying, to dethrone her, I think. So, I think we're going to go with Perazzo. Bell's Boy says Rosemary wins by DQ to protect her for a future title shot. Oh. Yeah, Rosemary got jacked up there. Yeah, that's one way to put it. Charles says Deanna's going to win. Okay. So, yeah, it's kind of hard to say, but I think, yeah. Oh. Maj says, sup, JAYBONE? Deonna wins by Havoc turning heel and helping Deonna. You'll see. Wow. That's interesting. So, Havoc turns on Rosemary. Certainly could be. Could be. And maybe, just maybe, this whole thing with Susan and Kimberly, they break away from Deonna, and maybe Havoc is all that Deonna needs then. Maybe Deonna doesn't want to deal with the chaos of everything going on between Susan and Susie and Kimberly and all that. Could be. Could be. We'll have to see. So, all right. But yeah, I think Deonna Perazzo takes that win there. Now, we have a very interesting tag team match going on here. This one was set up yesterday. It's got a bigger story surrounding it. We got the Good Brothers, who apparently were going to be at the side of Omega in Daly's place. But no. Someone put them in a tag team match with Sami Callihan, and then Sami Callihan was supposed to have a partner of his choosing, but interesting enough, he didn't even get to choose his partner. One was chosen for him. Dreamer just kind of wedged his way in there. Let me know what you think about this. Now, I love me some Tommy Dreamer. Don't get me wrong, but he wouldn't have been my first pick. But given that this card is already stacked, there weren't a ton more options, honestly. So I'm okay with this. But it'll be very interesting to see how Sami and Dreamer get along. Because one thing he did say is the enemy of my enemy is my friend. Now, the big picture here is, they wanted to keep Sami Callihan out of the main event. So that's certainly one way to do it. Callis was talking about having him taken out. That is absolutely no way for an EVP to talk, is it? So yeah, some interesting stuff going on. And I honestly think this is all going to lead to the demise, or the power hold, I should say, of Don Callis. It's going to lead to that. Charles says Sami pins Carl. He also says, good thing Kenny doesn't have another tag team by his side in AEW. Yeah, gosh, that's great, right? Who else is going to help Kenny? Oh, I don't know. Maybe some young bucks. Oh, goodness. Just reading the chat here. Oh, goodness. All right. So, Good Brothers versus Callihan and Dreamer. I think Sami and Dreamer take this one. It's this is a tough one, because I mean, this could go either way. Sometimes you gotta say, oh, you got to keep the Good Brothers looking strong in the tag division. Why would you put over a homemade or a made up tag team of Callihan and Dreamer? Well, it's because Callihan is in the main event of Slammiversary, so you got to keep him looking strong as well. Is Dreamer going to be along for the ride on that one? Is he going to be in Sami's corner? Is he going to be a mentor of sorts for Sami? Now, there's also some people that don't even think Dreamer's going to make it to the tag match tomorrow night. So then herein lies the big question of, if Dreamer gets taken out, who does Sami pick? So by all means, you can throw those thoughts, who would be your pick instead of Dreamer, just in case. But for now, we'll assume Dreamer makes it to that tag match. But I'm going to pick Sammy and Dreamer. With shenanigans aside, if Dreamer makes it or not, I'm going to pick Sammy's team. Polar says, Sammy is getting a push for Slammy. Oh, my goodness. David LaGreca replaces Dreamer and tags with Sammy. LOL. That is funny. That is funny. JAYBONE, will there be a after show for AEW tonight or tomorrow? Shooting for tomorrow morning because I'm going to be covering AEW tonight. That's starting in 40 minutes. So we're going to wrap this up soon so I get a little breather in between. So yeah, very excited about that, folks. If you haven't ordered it already, it's only $12. Go get it on Fight. Tremendous card, a lot of Impact Wrestling talent, along with some tremendous up-and-coming talent. Can't wait. Very, I'm a little biased because, I'm friends with Trent and Trent works there. But if you actually watch the shows, you know what I'm talking about. The talent is there. And it's the future of the indie scene, which is white hot right now. For those that think, the indie scene's all washed up and there's no one left. No, watch this show. I guarantee you it'll change your mind real quick. Oh my God, Randy Sam. What's up, brother? He says, Mance Warner replaces Tommy Dreamer. Could you imagine, J-Bone? Oh my God. That would be amazing. Mance Warner shows up in Impact Wrestling Saturday night. Let me throw a dramatic pause in there for that. That'd be something. Yeah, the main event is Jake something versus Mance Warner for the AAW title later tonight. So yeah, if that doesn't make you want to watch, I don't know. It's gonna be good. All right. So, did I pick? Yeah, I picked Callihan and Dreamer. All right. We got two matches left. Kojima versus Joe Doering. Now, for those of you who do not know, I'm just going to quick go over this, give you a little back history. So, when Kojima made his Impact debut, he wasted no time laying out the challenge for a match against him and longtime rival Joe Doering in their last meeting over a decade ago. I'm glad they mentioned this. I don't know if they mentioned it on TV, but they put it here, so that's good. Over a decade ago, Kojima defeated Doering to successfully defend the All Japan Triple Crown Championship. Brace yourself for what promises to be another hard-hitting collision between the legends of New Japan Pro Wrestling and Violent by Design's most powerful force at against all odds. Yeah, this has the makings to be match of the night. As much as I love the main event, folks, you do not want to miss this one. And I believe the match is either on YouTube or Daily Motion. Excuse me. You can look that up. Kojima versus Joe Doering. Joe Doering isn't even recognizable. He's got short, blonde, spike hair here. Built about the same. Built better, actually, I think. But yeah, crazy. Looks more like Stone Cold in that match. It's wild. And that one's about 20-minute match, 20 minutes, half hour, whatever it is. Yeah, go watch it if you can find it. Go look it up. Tell them JAYBONE sent you. But man, who's gonna win this one? I gotta root for the home team here. As much as I'm excited about Kojima, I gotta go with Joe Doering. He really needs a singles win. But yeah, definite candidate for match of the evening here. Now, on to the main event. So, at Under Siege, Moose defeated Sami Callihan, Matt Cardona, Chris Bay, Trey Miguel, and Chris Sabin in a thrilling six-way #1 contenders match to earn an Impact World title opportunity against Kenny Omega. After the bell rang, Moose sent a message to the reigning Impact World Champion when he looked straight into the camera and said, "I'm coming to take back what's ours." And against all odds, two of the greatest athletes in professional wrestling will step into the ring, but only one will leave with the Impact World title around their waist. As revealed by Scott D'Amore on the final Impact before Against All Odds, this highly anticipated title clash will take place from the home of AEW, Daly's Place in Jacksonville, Florida. Now, Kenny Omega is going to have the home field advantage. Moose going into enemy territory here. But I said this on the show last night over at TNI. I said, can you imagine Moose's entrance at Daly's Place? It's going to be phenomenal. We pop for it, and it's in that little studio in Nashville. Thanks for the bits, Swag fan. Thanks, man. Appreciate it. And anybody else who cheered bits. I'm not sure if anybody else cheered bits in there. Oh, Zach did. Thank you. Thank you, brother. So, yeah, this one's interesting. And just the way everything was put last night at the summit, it was a little hard to figure out immediately without, us having our discussion. Because it almost felt like it was going to happen tonight on AEW Dynamite, Friday Night Dynamite, if you will. Some people think something's going to happen on TV tonight leading into tomorrow. I don't know. Nothing, I mean, with the exception of the Good Brothers showing up with Kenny, nothing else has happened. So am I going to assume something's going to happen on the Impact front at Daly's Place tomorrow? No. Or tonight? No. I certainly could, but I don't know. Bell's Boy says Moose wins it all at Slammiversary. Charles says, I think Kenny wins by shenanigans. Shenanigans, I'm assuming you mean like the Young Bucks show up. Because the Good Brothers are going to be occupied. Critical Sting says a new job squad of Nakazawa and Cutler make themselves useful. God. Brandon Cutler, if you will. Oh, jeez Louise. Bell's Boy says, I just don't like it that Moose is going to have to win 2 matches against Kenny, and then after that, again, Sammy. Yeah, it's really hard to tell how this is all going to play out. The big story is here, and what we're all trying to make sense in our heads too, is to see if Moose actually re-signed or not. It was reported that he did. He then, on social media, denied it. So, I don't know. So I don't know. Don Callis, being a mad scientist, is slowly losing control of his experiment. Swag Fan says Kenny should cheat to win on this one. Oh man, it's hard. It's hard to say. It's really hard to say. I really want Moose to take it home. I mean, it'd be a hell of a win if he won it in enemy territory, you know, but man, the odds are against him. They really are. You know, I'm okay with Kenny winning, but I'm just for this, because I want Moose to stick around. I want Moose to stick around, so I'm going to say Moose wins. Whether he wins or loses against Sammy is a discussion for another day. But for now, I'm going to say Moose dethrones Kenny. But it truly has been interesting watching all this play out with Kenny. But I'm going to pick Moose. Let me know in the chat, whether you're watching live or after the fact, who you think's going to win tomorrow night. All right. So now, that being said, we're going to get out of here. We're going to go enjoy some AAW out of Chi-Town. It's Trent's company. Well, not Trent. Trent doesn't own AAW. He works for AAW. Main event is Mance Warner versus Jake Something, along with several other Impact Wrestling folks on that card. Statlander from AEW is going to be on there. So that should be fun. Allison Kay, along with just a ton of others, are going to be on that show. So go order it. $12 on Fight TV. We're going to turn it on in a little bit, and I will be reviewing that later tonight. And then we're going to save AEW for tomorrow morning. And then tomorrow, come on back, because here on Smash This Podcast and a simulcast lined up with TNI, we're going to do a live reaction and then a review following. So yeah, go watch some AAW now. Root on Trent and his crew. I'm sure they'll have an amazing show, and I'll be back here later tonight to tell you all about it. So much love, everyone. Thanks for tuning in. On your way out, don't forget to smash that like button, smash that sub button, and ring that bell for notifications. Why? So that you know when more of my content hits your screen. See you in a few hours, folks.